Did Prince Harry and William just break the internet with a single Instagram like? Picture this. It's 3:47 a.m. London time. The world is sleeping. But somewhere in the digital darkness, two notifications light up that will send shockwaves through every palace corridor, newsroom, and conspiracy theory forum on the planet. Because what happened next wasn't just a coincidence. It was a message, a declaration, a move so calculated, so dangerous, that it made the palace's crisis management team work overtime for weeks. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how two simple double taps nearly brought down the most powerful monarchy in the world. The post that started it all. The Instagram account belonged to @CharityAngelUK, a small non-profit with barely 12,000 followers. Nothing special, right? Wrong. Because this wasn't just any charity post. The image showed a simple black and white photo. Two young boys, arms around each other's shoulders, smiling at a hospital ward. The caption read, "Sometimes the most powerful healing happens when brothers stand together. Mental health matters. Royal memories. Never alone." Innocent enough. Except for one tiny detail that would make royal watchers lose their minds. The timestamp on the original photo, July 15th, 1997. Just 1 month before Princess Diana died. And at exactly 3:47 a.m., both Prince William and Prince Harry's verified accounts liked this post, within seconds of each other. The internet exploded, the media meltdown. By 6 a.m., every major news outlet had their royal correspondents scrambling. The Daily Mail's headline screamed, "Royal Reconciliation," the like that launched 1,000 headlines. But here's where it gets really interesting. Royal social media accounts don't just accidentally like posts. Every single interaction goes through a team of digital strategists, palace communications experts, and gets approved by senior courtiers. The chances of both brothers independently liking the same post about their childhood, about their mother, zero. Absolutely zero. Which meant this was planned, coordinated, intentional. But why? The investigation begins. Royal correspondent Rebecca Hartwell had covered the monarchy for 15 years. She'd never seen anything like this. So she started digging. First, she traced the charity. @CharityAngelUK was legitimate, founded in 2019, focused on children's mental health. But the founder? A woman named Sarah Matthews. And Sarah Matthews had worked at Kensington Palace as a, wait for it, personal assistant to Diana's private secretary. The plot thickens. Sarah had access to private photo archives, photos that were never meant to see the light of day. Photos that showed William and Harry in their most vulnerable moments after their mother's death. But Sarah wasn't trying to exploit these memories. She was trying to heal them. The secret meaty didn't know. What nobody knew until now. 3 days before that fateful Instagram like, Harry had flown back to London. Not for any official engagement, not for a family event. He'd come back for one reason, to see William. The meeting happened at Frogmore Cottage, Harry and Meghan's former UK residence, neutral ground. Away from prying eyes and palace protocol. They sat in the same garden where they'd played as children, where they'd grieved together after Diana's funeral, where they'd made promises to always protect each other. And for the first time in 3 years they talked, really talked. William spoke about the weight of future kingship, the pressure of representing not just a family but an institution, the fear that he was losing himself in the process. Harry talked about his struggles with being the spare, the pain of watching his brother become someone he didn't recognize, the desperate need to honor their mother's memory while carving his own path. They cried, they argued, they remembered, and then William showed Harry something on his phone, the charity post, the photo of them as children. "I see this every day," William said. "It reminds me of who we used to be, who we promised Mum we'd always be." That's when they made a pact, the digital declaration. The Instagram likes weren't random. They were a message, a code that only those closest to the family would understand. 3:47 a.m. wasn't chosen randomly either. It was the exact time Diana had called both boys to say goodnight during a particularly difficult period in 1997, when Charles and Diana's divorce was making headlines. The likes were their way of saying, "We remember. We're still her sons. We're still brothers." But the media saw it as a reconciliation story. The palace saw it as a PR nightmare. And the public? They saw hope. The palace panic. By noon, the palace's crisis management team was in full emergency mode. Because here's what terrified them most. The brothers had acted without permission, without consultation, without approval. For the first time since Harry's departure, they'd shown unity. They'd shown that blood was thicker than royal protocol. They'd shown that some bonds couldn't be broken by institutional pressure or media manipulation. And that made them dangerous. Because a united William and Harry? That's a force that could reshape the monarchy itself. The aftermath. The likes generated 2.3 million interactions within 24 hours. Royal brothers trended globally for a week. The charity received over 500,000 bonds in donations. But more importantly, it sent a message to everyone watching. The story wasn't over. The palace released a carefully worded statement about social media interactions reflecting personal interests in charitable causes. Nothing about reconciliation. Nothing about the brothers communicating. But those who knew the truth understood. This wasn't about Instagram likes. This was about two men choosing love over protocol, family over institution, their mother's legacy over royal expectation. The real truth. Want to know what really happened after those likes? William and Harry didn't just meet once. They'd been secretly communicating for months through Sarah Matthews, the charity founder who'd worked for their mother. She'd become their go-between, helping them navigate conversations they couldn't have through official channels. The Instagram post wasn't the beginning of their reconciliation. It was their public announcement that reconciliation was possible. Because sometimes the most powerful revolutions start with the smallest gestures. Sometimes changing the world begins with a simple double tap. The message. Here's what the palace doesn't want you to know, what the media missed, and what this whole story really means. Love is more powerful than protocol. Family is more important than institutions. And sometimes the most meaningful conversations happen in the spaces between words, in the digital silences where two brothers remember who they used to be and decide who they want to become. That Instagram like. It wasn't just a double tap. It was a promise. A promise that Diana's legacy, love, compassion, putting family first, would always be stronger than the forces trying to pull her sons apart. And in a world where royal protocol usually wins, where tradition trumps emotion, where the institution always comes first, sometimes, just sometimes, love finds a way. The question isn't whether William and Harry will reconcile publicly. The question is, when they do, will the world be ready for two brothers who put family before duty, love before protocol, and their mother's memory before everything else? Because if this Instagram like taught us anything, it's that some bonds can't be broken, some love can't be destroyed, and some stories, well, some stories are just beginning. What do you think? Was this really just a coincidence, or something more? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to follow for more royal secrets the palace doesn't want you to know.